Greetings to all who are here today to felicitate Professor Pavarala with this seminar. Vinod came to us at the University of Hyderabad, Department of Sociology, from Osmania University's Department of Communications, which at that time was led by eminent figures in that field. He was a topper in both MA, in MA class, both in Osmania University and the University of Hyderabad. So it was that when he applied for a PhD program in the US, he was straight away offered the prestigious Mellon Fellowship at the University of Pittsburgh, enabling him to comfortably and quickly complete his publishable thesis. His thesis, or which became a book, was titled Interpreting Corruption: Elite Perspectives in India. This was published by Sage in 1996. Though not of as much attention at that time, it is of enormous significance now. For this book, he had interviewed five elite groups, namely bureaucrats, judges, politicians, industrialists, and journalists. Besides this, he accessed newspaper accounts, legal documents, manifestos of political parties, and official records of anti corruption agencies. Vinod's maturity distinguished him even in the early years in our MA class. He had an independent personality and a vision for the things he was interested in, things which could make a difference, such as his basic interest in community radio. Add to these personality traits and even temperament and people skills enabled him to enjoy career advances. When Vinod came back to India with a PhD from abroad, the Center for Humanities in IIT Bombay offered him a faculty position and tried to retain him there in Mumbai. But when a permanent faculty position was advertised in the Department of Communication in University of Hyderabad, he applied simply because Hyderabad is, after all, his hometown. Both Vinod and the Department of Communication in HCU never looked back. Both went from strength to strength, illustrated by being the home to India's only center and endowed chair for communication media of UNESCO for more than a decade now. My good wishes for the success of this seminar.
Retirement, oh my, and I still remember you and Aparna as PhD candidates, already mature scholars from whom I learned so much. I'm guessing you'll find retirement a time of activity, not stasis, but hopefully with a little more choice about time allocation. As your once upon a time advisor, but really colleague, I feel I should offer some bit of advice, but struggle to come up with any at this formal culmination of your remarkable career. To see a student rise to such heights is truly the greatest joy for a teacher, and I've been overjoyed to follow your career from afar. The only thing I might offer is this tidbit from a character in a novel. It is a privilege to grow old, said this wise character. Having preceded you in retirement, I try to remember that and hope you might too. Meanwhile, much love and respect to you and Aparna, and greetings from a still standing but much troubled USA.
Hi, Vinod. Bob Hayden calling from Belgrade. I want to congratulate you on everything that you've accomplished at the University of Hyderabad, on your retirement from that institution, but on what sound like fantastic plans for new opportunities. As you know, watching a former student go to great heights and achieve great things is perhaps the greatest satisfaction in academic life, and you have brought me a great deal of satisfaction. And I'm also sure that the spirit of your advisor, Burkhard Holzer, is smiling down upon you from wherever he is. So, congratulations once again, and I do hope to see you one of these days in Hyderabad or in Europe or wherever it could be. Best wishes. Thanks. Bob.
It was my good fortune to serve on the doctoral dissertation committee of Vinod Pavarala at the University of Pittsburgh more than 3 decades ago. His highly innovative research on how people thought about political corruption, the basis for a splendid book, marked him as one of those students from whom I, his professor, learned a great deal. It was an important work on an important issue for democracy and as timely today as it was when Professor Pavarala wrote it. This was but the beginning of a splendid career with many contributions towards improving the functioning of democratic society and especially grassroots civic engagement. I'm proud to join you in celebrating his achievements.
Hello, everyone. I'm sure I've known Vinod far longer than most other people in this room. I saw the promise in him when he was my student at Osmania University way back in the early 1980s. That promise has been more than fulfilled in countless ways in his distinguished career to date, as seen in his achievements and in the achievements of his students. Dedicated teachers like Vinod are heavily invested in the future of their students. And I, as his teacher to teacher, commend him for his dedication in carrying this tradition forward. I'm sure, although Vinod is retiring today, he is not done yet. He will win many more laurels, and I wish him the very best for that.
Hello, everyone, and especially you, Vinod. It gives me great pleasure to issue this small message. I have seen you as a student, fresh-eyed, when you came into my classroom, and I have seen you grow and mature to be a scholar with a lot of empathy for those around you and for those less fortunate than you. I think it's important for us to recognize that as you proceed on a new journey after you retire from the University of Hyderabad, that as we discussed when we met in Hyderabad last October, we make choices, and these choices determine the way in which we grow and proceed. And you've made the right choices. You've made the right contributions, both to society and to scholarship. And I think you have a great way to go. All the best in the future.
Hello everyone who have assembled here to wish Dr. Pavarala the very best. May I join all of you in adding my best wishes, congratulations, and deep and sincere gratitude for the scores of students who have benefited from his teaching, his advice, his conversations, and for helping us chart our own paths. I have something to show you, Dr. Pavarala. This is my development diary from 24 years ago. I still have it with me. It is marked with my attempts at trying to synthesize the news of the day, of the month, into 2 or 3 articles each. And your comments and your your gentle prodding, your recommendations, and your encouragement. This is the first time I think that I try to attempt putting my thoughts together like this, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for all that you taught us. Your lesson plans are still with me from your culture and communications course. I must admit that I have lapsed now, but there was a time when I would go back once every 2-3 years to go through your notes and to go through your chapter selections. I don't know if I can say more. It's been 24 years and I still value and sincerely appreciate and I'm grateful for all that you taught us. I'm sure wherever you go, you will be a beacon of light, of knowledge, of this sense of what we now call a Renaissance man, somebody who understands, who inquires, and then who passes on that knowledge to all those who are ready to listen to him. So thank you for everything. All the very best for the future.
Hello, Pavarala sir. How are you doing? Hope you're having fun there. This is Smita from 2002 batch. I'm just trying to give you the year to remind you of the year that I passed out. I'm really, really glad and fortunate to have been your student. I think that's the first thing that I want you to know. In fact, it was a lot of unlearning for me to have been part of the communication department. We traveled together to Pastapur. All your ideals and all your academic excellence that you brought in to us for us to learn and understand, be it the development communication, be it with how we interact with people across cultures. I think these are some of the learnings that I've had from you. I also wanted to mention the way you would challenge us to think more deeply. In fact, that has stayed with me, and I value all those moments. I cherish all those moments that we've had with you in the department. We work together even after that as well, and I really look forward to be associating with you. I know you've retired now, but first of all, congratulations for the retirement. I will definitely be in touch, and I hope we get to connect again. All the very best. Please have a blast and enjoy your time ahead now. Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, this is Vishy. I think I'm one of the earlier students who have undergone academic training with Dr. Vinod. I think we are one of few batches who had this exposure to Dr. Vinod, bringing his all academic research experience from United States and giving us the perspective required, to understand community struggles. Those days there is a lot of discussion and debate on economic reforms. It actually helped a lot in building our own perspective, and I must say that it really helped in my career, when actually I start shooting documentaries and making development films. And I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Vinod for his tremendous journey as an academic, researcher, and as a mentor. All the best, Vinod.
Hi all, I am Lakshmikant. When I think of Vinod sir, I remember him as a wonderful person, a disciplined, and also as a thinker. So the way he introduced development communication to our batch helped me a lot. Later in corporate, I became CSR head at Hyundai R&D, and I took a lot of learnings from there. So I also discussed with sir about various initiatives, and it really helped me in bringing a change in our company. And for me personally, I always took his blessings whenever I ventured into new things. When I got married, I took the blessings of Vinod sir. And when my children were there, so I took his blessings and Aparna ma'am blessings. So for me, he is more than a sir. He is like a family member, and I wish him all the best. Thank you.
Hello, Professor Pavarala. Congratulations on a great career where you mentored so many of us. I fondly remember your assignments, which pushed us to pause and reflect on all the things happening around us. Wishing you a great retirement and wishing you the very best for all that's coming next. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hello, sir. As they say, one student's loss is another student's gain. While a new university will be immensely fortunate to have you, for many of us, Essen School will never feel quite the same again. After late Professor C.V.S. Sharma and departures of Professor B.P. Sanjay, Professor Usha Raman, and now you, an era truly comes to a close. The Essen School we knew and cherished will always remain special because of teachers like you who shaped not just classrooms but lives. I carry with me many fond memories, but my first interaction with you will always stand out. When I walked into GT for admission, you mistook me for a dictionary salesman. Only after I convinced you that I was in fact a student did you graciously point me towards the ECU campus for the admission process. That moment, light-hearted as it was, marked the beginning of a journey of learning, admiration, and respect. Over the years, I have unconsciously borrowed a habit of yours that I still practice whenever I step onto a podium, removing my wristwatch and placing it on the dais facing me. Back then, I thought it was the coolest Professor Vinod swag. And of course, your animated yet precise finger gestures, quote unquote included, made your communication not just engaging, but unforgettable. Sir, as you embark on this next phase of your teaching career, I wish you continued success, good health, and the same joy in shaping young minds that you have given so generously to us. Your influence will travel with your students long after classrooms change. With deep respect and gratitude, Nirupam Sarkar, Class 1999-2001.
Well, I don't know from where to start, so let me go back to the first day of the classroom, the first interaction that we had with you. I think somewhere between the first question and the last discussion that we had in your class stopped being a class and it became beyond a classroom, beyond conversations, which kept us thinking, and every interaction with you left us thinking a lot about issues, not just about the subject, but it was beyond subject. But it was also about the life choices, the purpose, the approach, all of these. You didn't just teach communication to us, I would say you made us communicate, and with the ideas, with perspectives, and with ourselves. Thank you so much for that. We will really miss your presence in Essen School.
Once a mentor, always a mentor. I am privileged to share this message as Professor Vinod Pavarala's second doctoral scholar. Vinod Pavarala sir introduced me to community radio, and that has remained my core and collaborative research domain with him for over 25 years. He taught me how to conduct research with communities. He convinced us that for meaningful research in alternative media and social change, we must immerse ourselves in fieldwork at the grassroots level and quite literally get our hands dirty. At the same time, he always insisted on weaving empirical observations with analytical frameworks. So from concepts like hegemony, intangible benefits, media democracy, and now epistemic justice, to problematizing phenomenon like civil society, public sphere, subaltern counterpublics, voice poverty, and empowerment, my theoretical grounding comes from his intellectual repository. As Paulo Freire reminds us, education is a practice of freedom. And Vinod sir has lived that idea quietly, consistently, and without spectacle. It was Vinod sir who instilled in us the belief that in teaching also, we must move away from the dominant banking paradigm towards flexibility and conscientization. For me, every interaction with Vinod sir is a learning moment, even when it is about an exciting cricket match or a classical music concert happening next door. For us, his PhD scholars, there is no retirement for Professor Pavarala. He will remain our advisor, counselor, and guide. And I know for a fact that jab tak community radio rahega, our association and our research will continue. Vinod sir, we are not letting you go anywhere. Being a mentor is a lifelong commitment, one that will continue in work, thought, and conversation. Best wishes.
Dear Professor Pavarala, dear Vinod, congratulations on a successful career and on your retirement. I'm probably the unexpected crop of students that turns out to be off the grid, off the beaten path. But this message is about you and not me. The one thing that I carry with me always in the form of a burden or a blessing, it is this. It is being in the presence of teachers like you, having had the opportunity to do that. But beyond and above the meanings of advice and wisdom, one becomes a teacher too. I see it persist in the substance of who I am. Thank you for everything and congratulations again.
Hello sir, it's very difficult for me to imagine Essence School and the communication department without you. But since my master's days in 1998 to my PhD dissertation in 2009, you were not only my mentor but were a study guide. And I remember the early days in GT when the dominant paradigm or the quashing of it was being talked about. And you did challenge the dominant paradigm. You brought in a lot of new insights, helped us to see what is unseen, and also you helped us listen to the unheard. And I'm sure these lessons stayed with us for all this while. And I also remember the research methodology classes that you used to take. That was not very interesting subject for me at that time, but I never knew those classes would help me foray into my career later in life. And those unlimited visits that we've made to Pastapur, looking at the jatras, the observational studies, the FGDs we conducted, all those lessons stayed with me, and reporting the FGDs, all those lessons stayed with me for my qualitative research in later life. And also I remember vividly the day when I got along with Ravi our edited volume to your home. You said keep writing more and keep publishing more. And then I also remember your 50th birthday, the 60th birthday, and here comes your day of retirement. I'm sure you're not retiring. I'm sure you're going to spread your wisdom elsewhere to a bigger community, and you're going to spread your footprint far and wide. I'm also inspired by the way you conducted your research, you built your networks, and then the way you have done the UNESCO chair part, and then given voices to the unheard. And also you have created the community radio related network and research all over. All these are very inspiring, and stay very happy, healthy, and continue to spread your zeal, your research vigor, and also your wisdom to a lot of people. Thank you and all the best.
I was preparing for this speech for next year, but I think it has come too soon. Sir, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for being my friend, philosopher, and guide for the last 30 years. I know superannuation is just an occasion for you, but for the energies that you carry will enlighten many, many more students like me for the years to come. Finally, if ever you are tired of cities, please remember that you have a home in Shillong. Thank you.
Hello Vinod sir. So, are you retiring? It's hard to believe because for you, retirement doesn't feel like an ending at all. It feels like a pause before new beginnings. What I've always admired about you is the ease with which you held different worlds together, teaching and administration, theory and practice, sociology, community media and communication, reading and fieldwork. As a senior professor at University of Hyderabad, very few could claim such a well-rounded academic life. I remain deeply grateful to you for being there. Uh, More than a PhD guide to me, your guidance and presence continues to shape the way I think about scholarship, teaching, and mentoring. Thank you for everything, Vinod sir. And here's wishing you many more years of thinking, writing, inspiring in new and freer ways. Thank you, sir.
When I first met you one to one, you said, if I'm going to supervise you, I'll ask you to work hard. So if you can commit to that principle, I'm very happy to take you as a student. Then I thought, oh, this is getting serious. But that feeling serious was necessary, as I realized later in my PhD work. You're always there as a supportive supervisor. You provided a great sense of clarity at different points in my PhD journey. You encouraged to explore more, write more, try opportunities. It really helped me and my work. I'm truly grateful for that. But most importantly, when I was going through a deep personal loss, when I was grieving, I was not really functioning, I was crumbling. You were very kind and empathetic, and that really mattered. And I'm truly, truly grateful for that.
Hi, sir. I have so many things to say about our decade long journey. I've thoroughly enjoyed all these years in Hyderabad because of you, and I cherish every activity that we did together, like going to field, visiting different countries for our research, and every conversation that we have had. And it was always full of fun and a lot of learning, not only from the research, but also from the way you carry yourself, the way you do things, and you've always been so warm, kind, and nice to me all these years. And I've gained so much from your generosity. And Hyderabad is home to me because of you, your family, your friends, our research team. Yeah. And you have set an example in my life of how a teacher should be, very knowledgeable and so grounded and humble and very gentle while correcting and resolving conflicts. And if you do not know already, you play a very, very significant role in my life because God has used you to nurture me, to teach me, to equip me for life. And moreover, simply your presence in my life has been a huge support, and it has given me a sense of comfort when I needed it most. So, thank you for all your love, support, and guidance over all these years. And may God bless you with many more happy, healthy, and productive years. Thank you, sir.
Dear Vinod sir, for nearly 15 years, you have been our quiet inspiration as a teacher, mentor, and guide. Watching you teach and lead has shaped not just our work, but our understanding of what it means to truly educate. You have always celebrated your students' journeys with such pride and shown us what academic lineage and gratitude looks like by honoring your own teachers. So, if we can reach even a fraction of your intellectual and ethical stature, we will consider our lives and work meaningful. University of Hyderabad will never be the same without having you around in these corridors, seminar rooms, and in those patient conversations that changed our research and our lives. So, but yet there is this immense pride in seeing you move into this exciting new chapter. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, your rigor, your kindness, and believing in us even when we doubted ourselves. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir. I'm very happy to be part of your Felicitation program, and I still can't believe that this is happening. I remember the day you told me about your retirement plans, and seriously, it came as a shock to me. But at the same time, my respect towards you grew multifold because after achieving so much and building something from scratch, leaving it, moving out of your comfort zone, and yet you are challenging yourself. I mean, it requires immense courage, character, and commitment. I mean, it is absolutely inspiring, and of course, you have always been inspiring. I'm really grateful to be your student. I appreciate your patience and the trust you put in me. I wish and pray for your health and all the very best for your upcoming projects. And thank you for everything, sir. And thank you to the team for giving me this chance. Thank you.
Dear sir, my first work with you was during my master's thesis, and it was that phase that made me begin to imagine myself doing a PhD. I still remember my very first field visit, traveling with you to Radio Matili, where I learned what it truly means to listen carefully, to engage honestly, and to let the field speak back. That experience showed me what research looks like when it is done with empathy and care. Over the years, you taught me that academic life is not only about producing work, but about how that work touches and benefits the people we study. You shaped me deeply as a young researcher, and you trusted me with space to think independently and to grow into my own questions. As you begin this next phase of your life, I realize what I take with me is not just your guidance, but the way you showed me how to be a researcher. And I'm deeply honored to call myself your student and your last PhD scholar at the university.
It is great to know that the Department of Communication, University of Hyderabad, is organizing a seminar in honor of Professor Vinod Pavarala on the occasion of his retirement from the university. I'm honored to be invited to contribute a brief video message on the occasion. I think Vinod and I have interacted and collaborated on a number of media-related issues and initiatives over the past couple of decades. It has been extremely rewarding to get to know him and to learn from him, especially about community media matters. I'm sure he will remain as active as ever post-retirement and look forward to keeping in touch. I wish him all the very best for the next phase of his life and work.
This is M. Somashekar. I am a career journalist for the last 4 decades. It's been my privilege to know Professor Vinod Pavarala since the early 1980s. We went to the university and did journalism. He was my immediate junior. What amazes me is Vinod's commitment to whatever he takes up. He began with the print medium as a journalist. He transited to academics. Then he went on to do teaching. He also did a lot of work on radio and community radio. I have been closely associated as a member of the board of the university, where I found his diligence and helping nature in shaping the students and guiding them in their PhDs. We also participated in many events over a long period, and it's always been a great pleasure working with Vinod. I wish him the very best in the next innings that he is going to take up. Thank you.
नमस्कार, मैं राधा शुक्ला वक्त की आवाज 91.2 FM से प्रांगण में मौजूद सभी वरिष्ठ जनों का स्वागत व अभिनंदन करती हूं। इसी के साथ आप सभी को बताना चाहती हूं कि आज का जो अवसर है वो बिल्कुल भावनाओं से भरा हुआ है। आज हम उस व्यक्तित्व को विदाई दे रहे हैं जिन्होंने यूनेस्को से लेकर सामुदायिक रेडियो की तरंगों तक अपनी विरासत को जिया है। हम बात कर रहे हैं अपने परमादरणीय पावराला सर की। सर ने अपने वर्षों वर्षों तक रेडियो को अपनी आवाज, अपने विचार, अपने विजन से सींचा है। आपके लिए रेडियो सिर्फ एक माध्यम नहीं था, बल्कि समाज से जुड़ने का एक सशक्त पुल बनाया। आपने हमें सिखाया कि माइक की ताकत शोर में नहीं, बल्कि सच्चे संवाद और संवेदना में होती है। हम सभी को आप पर बहुत बहुत गर्व है, लेकिन इसके साथ ही ये भी सच है कि सामुदायिक रेडियो की दुनिया में आपकी कमी हम सब जरूर महसूस करेंगे। आपके मार्गदर्शन में कम्युनिटी रेडियो सिर्फ प्रसारण का माध्यम नहीं रहा, बल्कि परिवर्तन का आंदोलन बना। आज हम सब मिलकर आपके योगदान के लिए, आपके मार्गदर्शन के लिए और आपके विश्वास के लिए दिल से धन्यवाद कहते हैं। हम कामना करते हैं कि आप जहां भी रहें, जिस भी भूमिका में रहें, आपकी सोच, आपका अनुभव, आपकी ऊर्जा हम सभी को मिलती रहे और एक दिशा आप देते रहें। सर, ये विदाई नहीं है, ये एक नए सफर की शुरुआत है। वक्त की आवाज की टीम की तरफ से आपकी अगली पारी खुशियों और सुकून भरी हो। और इसी के साथ मैं आपको फिर से नमन करती हूँ, वंदन करती हूँ और कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद प्रणाम करती हूँ।
Hello, my name is Pooja Oberoi Murada. I'm from SM Sehgal Foundation and also the representative of the Community Radio Connect. I have known Dr. Pavarala for nearly 15 years now, and he's not only a mentor to communication students, but also a guiding force for community radio sector in India. He has stood firmly with community radios, always advocating for them to remain authentic voices of local communities. As the UNESCO Chair on Community Media in India, he prepared and often shared suggestions on policy papers that protected community broadcasters. Through his academic partnerships, he placed India's community movement on the global stage, which is not done by many people in the sector. His initiatives such as the Peer Learning Toolkit and Festival of Democracy with the Election Commission of India had strengthened both the skills and credibility of community radio practitioners. Dr. Pavarala's teachings, his writings, his talks, the meetings in which we were also a part of, with all these knowledge pools, he leaves behind a legacy that will continue to guide students, radio practitioners, and also policy makers. Thank you, Dr. Pavarala, for your vision, leadership, and your commitment to the community radio sector. My best wishes to you always, and I hope to stay connected.
It's a real pleasure for me to share a few words about Professor Vinod Pavarala. I've known Professor Pavarala for almost 2 decades, and I truly feel privileged to have had that association. His commitment to community broadcasting has been a constant source of inspiration for me. I've deeply admired his immense contribution to building knowledge in the community radio sector through his writings, conversations, and close engagement with practitioners. Publications such as Community Radio in South Asia, Reclaiming the Airwaves, have shaped the way many of us in South Asia understand community broadcasting. What I value most, however, is Professor Pavarala as a person. Despite his many achievements and his role as a UNESCO chair for community broadcasting, he has always remained humble, open, and approachable. This short video is simply my way of offering a heartfelt thank you for the cooperation, partnerships, and camaraderie we have shared. Dear Vinod, I wish you the very best for the journey ahead and look forward to your continued support for community radios and for Amar. Thank you very much.
Dear Pavrala sir, you may be officially retiring from your workplace today, but the community radio sector will never allow you to sit back. Your voice, your commitment are far too deeply woven into it. from raising your voice against the spectrum fees hike to advocating for emergency funds and pushing for the meaningful policy changes, you have always stood with the sector with community radio. You are not my formal guide for my PhD journey, but you are not less than that. I still remember my first interaction with you during our visit connected to Gurgaon Ki Awaaz or MIB conference in 2011. I think it was in IMC consultation. At that time, I didn't fully realize the depth of your work. Over the years, as I read you, heard you, and observed you closely, I truly came to understand how much you have shaped this field. Being a practitioner, turning academic, your quiet encouragement to the emerging scholar meant a great deal to me. What I learned most from you was respect for interviewees, for community voices, and for silence. You listen more than you speak, you observe more than you assert, and you actually allow stories to breathe. That has shaped the way I research nowadays and the way I carry myself as an academic. Thank you for teaching through example. I'm certain this is not an end but a continuation with many more interventions, ideas, and changes still to come. With deep gratitude, sir, and warm wishes. Thank you so much.
This is a special message for Professor Vinod Pavarala. On behalf of UNESCO, I would like to thank you for your continued efforts throughout these years for making the work of UNESCO Chair successful in India and across borders as well. I've always admired your leadership skills, the will to go, and the constant need for change and improvement, be it any activity. You've always come up with brilliant ideas every year of how and what to do to enhance the partnership that you have, that the University of Hyderabad has with UNESCO. And we really appreciate those efforts. I hope that you have a really good retirement. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Emmanuel Isel from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, but I'm Ghanaian. My professional association with Prof. Vinod Pavarala started when he was my PhD examiner in 2022. And since then, Prof. Vinod has mentored me in various ways, has advised me in various academic ways, especially in encouraging me to convert my PhD into a book. I eventually decided to rather work on my postdoc as a book, and Prof. Vinod has been instrumental in every step of the way, from recommending us to the paragraph editors to actually having long discussions with me concerning particular concepts in my work when we met at IMCR 2025 in Singapore. So that work has essentially been shaped by Prof. Vinod's contribution, his encouragement. So Prof. Vinod, I wish you a happy retirement and thank you very much for your enormous impact in my professional life and so many other academics. Thank you. Enjoy your retirement. Bye.
Professor Vinod Pavarala is genuinely a wonderful person. His dedication to enhance the community radio movement in India and in the South Asian nations as well is praiseworthy. Since our first face-to-face meeting in 2014, we share a lot of issues on community radio, its prospects and challenges, and how we do overcome these challenges were the key focus of our concerns and discussions. I truly admire his continuous advocacy in favor of inception of community radio in our region and engagement in research on community radio. I do believe the presence of Professor Vinod Pavarala will be always with us when we see the community radio works for the community and by the community. People as a tool for marginalized voice without fear. My deepest respect to Professor Vinod, who who constantly spanned his efforts towards establishing true community radio across South Asia.
Greetings and best wishes to you, my friend, distinguished scholar, and fellow traveler in the field of media and communication. I distinctly recall meeting you at an ICA conference for the first time in Istanbul, and then after, over the years, in several cities around the world, where no doubt your work has stood out visibly and impacted the field in such enormously important ways. Over the years, Vinod, you've been a bridge to diasporic scholars like myself to connect to India by providing the infrastructure, the guidance that has enabled our intellectual work to flourish.
Dear Vinod, I'm extremely happy to be able to participate in this meaningful and well deserved tribute that your colleagues in India are offering you. As a researcher, Vinod, you are a fundamental part of the history of global thinking on communication for social change and development, serving as an irreplaceable reference for the many generations who have embarked of this path. And as a teacher, you are a driving force and inspiration for so many researchers who work alongside you today. Thank you from Colombia for letting us be part of that journey.
Hey, it's great to be here in this beautiful ceremony to celebrate so many years of engaged and committed work of Professor Vinod Pavarala. If there is a word that I would use to define exchanges and meetings I had with him is dialogue. I think Professor Vinod embodies what is necessary, what represents a global scholar, for his capacity of engaging truly in listening and dialoguing with scholars from all over the world, from all different stages, career stages. And so I celebrate his life, I celebrate his career, and I'm really happy to be here. Cheers.
Dear Vinod, dear participants, it's an honor and privilege for me to have been invited to join the chorus of well-wishers today on the occasion of you taking the next step on your life's voyage, Vinod. Working like you with community communication, especially community radio, ensuring that the voices of communities find ways to become voices of empowerment, setting their own agendas, and providing ways to understand that rights are for all and how to achieve them. There are others who can appreciate your academic qualities and contributions better than I, but as I believe you know, I have always enjoyed working alongside you when this has been possible. And I wish you the warmest for this next life phase and look forward to next opportunities to work together and be together and learn.
Hello everyone, this is Karthik from Central University of Karnataka, Gulbarga. At the outset, I thank the department for providing me this opportunity to share a few thoughts on Professor Vinod. Firstly, I remember when I joined my PhD program in 2012, it was during the coursework that Professor Vinod was jointly coordinating the advanced theory course with my supervisor, Professor Usha Raman. It was during this period it broadened my understanding of the communication discipline. And in fact, Professor Vinod introduced many scholars across social sciences, particularly from sociology. Secondly, he was also a member of the RAC Research Advisory Committee. During those years, I remember him providing critical comments and insights that helped me to reflect on my work and strengthen my thesis. Lastly, a few years ago, on a fine evening, it was a great gesture of him. He called me during his visit to Gulbarga, where he was part of a NAC peer review committee at a nearby college. I happened to meet him, and I still remember we had a very long conversation on various things. So there are many occasions which were truly inspiring. It was insightful and encouraging. Thank you, Vinod sir, for all of these. Wish you good health and best wishes for your future endeavor. Thank you, one and all.
Professor Pavarala is an institution in himself. Through his intellectual generosity, he has shaped the life of various scholars. It is honor to speak about him on the occasion of his retirement from University of Hyderabad. Though he was not my formal research guide, he will always remain one of the important teacher of my PhD journey. His comments during work in progress seminar used to be very encouraging, insightful, and helpful. Many of us has witnessed how a single comment and suggestion from him used to give a new direction to our research and used to increase our confidence as a scholar. As he begins a new journey in his life, I wish him good health, peace, and happiness. Thank you, sir, for your motivation, for your wisdom, and also making a long lasting impact on all of us.
Greetings, everyone. Today, I am honored to celebrate the scholar who has had a lasting impact on my academic life. Professor Vinod Pavarala, I have had the privilege of knowing you since 2009, first as an administrator and lecturer, and later as a mentor, colleague, and honorary member of my doctoral review committee. My early engagement with the team you led inspired me to return from my doctoral studies, a choice that shaped my career and intellectual values. Your guidance was rigorous, humble, and generous. As a professor and shareholder of the UNESCO Chair on Community Media, you embody the principles of social change communication, ethics, participation, and a respect for community voices. You do not merely teach these principles, you live them. Beyond academia, I will always cherish our conversations about cricket and our shared appreciation for West Indian culture, which reveal the warmth and humanity behind the scholar. Memories of you sitting with faculty and staff in the department, sharing chai and conversation, and your joy during the test broadcast for Bowl Hyderabad will remain with me always. Professor Vinod, thank you for the impact you have made, and congratulations on a remarkable journey. As you once told me, remember to PhD, party hard daily.
Good evening, Vinod sir. As you step into this well-earned phase of retirement, I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude and respect. It has been a true privilege to have you as one of my PhD mentor. Your guidance went far beyond academic direction. You shaped the way I think, question, and approach scholarship with integrity and depth. Your calm wisdom, thoughtful feedback, and unwavering commitment to academic excellence have had a lasting impact on my research journey. What I will always value is not just what you taught, but how you taught. Your presence, clarity, and deep sense of responsibility towards knowledge and student alike. Your presence in my doctoral journey gave me confidence, direction, and a strong ethical foundation. As you retire from your formal role, your influence continues in your students, your research, and the many lives you have quietly shaped over the years. Thank you, sir, for your mentorship, your generosity, and your enduring inspiration. I wish you good health, happiness, and fulfillment in the years ahead. May this new chapter be as enriching and meaningful as the legacy you leave behind. With due respect and gratitude, thank you. Thank you, Vinod sir.
My first memory of having met Professor Vinod Pavarala was in the PhD interview. And I still remember it mentioned the Solomon 4 group test. And Vinod sir was like, no way. And he just started asking me questions about it. And then later on, when we got into the program, he was going to be teaching us advanced research to all of us PhD students. And I have never enjoyed myself more studying research and discussing research with the class and with him. And he was so strict at first, but then we also realized that he had a wicked sense of humor. And it was so fun in class to be just discussing and bantering. And we weren't sure, but then he accepted our request to go out to lunch with the batch. And yeah, it's been a lifelong association since then. Um, I'm so, so glad that I got to study with you, Vinod sir. And I'm so glad that there are so many students who've had the pleasure of being either an MA or a PhD student with you. I'm sure that there are so many of us who are indebted to you and to your scholarship. I know a bunch of us use your readings in class, and um, we will continue to keep doing that. And I know that you're not retiring, and I hope that there are so many more students who get to study with you, who get inspired by you, and all the best for this new chapter in your life ahead. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be reflecting on my research and academic journey with Professor Vinod Pavarala. I am deeply grateful for the fact that Professor Pavarala took a lot of interest in my research work at the Department of Communication, University of Hyderabad. I have very fond memories of our work in progress seminars and uh, the valuable and constructive feedbacks that we would receive from him. I remember on some occasions he would also invite us to the uh, UNESCO chair office in the South Campus, where he would share his insights on our work in a very, very detailed manner. I truly treasure those moments of his profound mentorship and guidance. His support and guidance have continued long after my graduation from the department. Dear Vinod sir, as I record this message, I feel a little emotional to learn that you are moving on a new assignment away from the department. But nevertheless, I wish you nothing but the best, and I pray that your future academic pursuits are deeply fulfilling. Uh, and I also look forward to your sustained support and guidance in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Khadija. I'm currently doing my PhD at the National University of Singapore. It always felt like there were two sides to Vinod sir. The one you encountered during the master's program, the stricter version, and the one during the PhD. I would definitely prefer the latter. He also advised our master's thesis. It's like when we are young, we have the audacity to write a lot of stupid things without fear or much thought. It was Sir who read all of that. I don't know how he did it. I really want to thank him for our methods class, especially for literally sending us out into the field. It was the very first ethnography I did in the MMTS Ladies Coach that shaped the ethnographer in me. On a personal note, I also want to thank him for standing by me without any judgment during a specific phase of my life. I wish him all the happiness in his retirement, and I truly hope he takes this well-deserved break.
I came to this department as a master student in the year 2018. Vinod sir was heading communication research course. Our batch has to work on our dissertation during the tough times of COVID-19. But Vinod sir has stood with us at every stage of the process. It was truly inspiring of him, both as a teacher and as a researcher. I think those were the learnings that has subconsciously nudged me to pursue PhD and imagine myself in this academic space. For the last few years as a PhD scholar in this department, I had this wonderful opportunity to work closely with him as a teaching assistant for a few of his courses. I would say it was truly one of the greatest learning experience for me in terms of teaching. Now, even though Vinod sir is not my immediate supervisor, I believe part of him has always been guiding me through Kanchan ma'am. Similarly, Sir, a part of you will always be there with me and my fellow scholars during our journeys as teachers and researchers. Um, Sir, I want to thank you for being a constant source of opportunity, learning, and inspiration through all these years. Uh, I am happy and proud that I know you and I learned from you. I look forward to work with you in the coming years, and thank you so much for everything.
Hi, I have immensely learned from Professor Pavrala as a teacher and as a mentor. And as I continue to grow in academia, I often see myself trying to follow his footsteps. Um, he makes himself available to us even now, and that speaks volumes about his commitment to nurturing the bond with his students. Our yearly IMCR ritual is my favorite one, where we get to see his non academic and friendly side. I wish him all the best for his next step in the career and many more successes to come. Thank you.
Hello, Professor Vinod Pavarala has been far more than a professor or colleague to me. He has been a formative presence in my academic life. From my early days as a doctoral student, where he served on my PhD committee, his intellectual generosity, ethical clarity, and faith in my work has shaped my scholarly confidence. We have authored several pieces together, but beyond co authorship and collaboration, what has stayed with me is his rare ability to listen, especially to marginalized voices, and to treat scholarship as a deeply human practice. He has endorsed my work and candidature on several occasions, always with quiet conviction and grace. For me, Professor Pavrala has been a guiding light, personally and professionally, showing how rigorous scholarship and public engagement with kindness can coexist. I remain deeply grateful for his mentorship and friendship, and I wish him all the very best with all his future endeavors. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Hi. Recording these messages is increasingly difficult considering the emotions we experience. However, let me try and be a little coherent as I speak through this. I would like to begin with my time as your research assistant to the UNESCO chair. It was a short period, about 6 months, but in that period I learned a lot from you and other members of the research team on how to conduct research, how to conceptualize ideas, and what kind of questions to ask. However, when it comes to writing, there was something you told me that I hold with me to this day. The fact that the most complex ideas must be presented in the simplest of writing styles. It is something that has guided my writing. Secondly, sir, when you came to visit us in Exeter, just when I had joined, it was such a touching moment for me. It almost felt like home had come to visit me. And after your talk, it was amazing to see you there. But the fact that you flew back to India the next day and then went and taught a class on research methods showed levels of energy that overwhelmed even Alex and me. I don't think we'll ever be able to match that in any time in our careers. Lastly, sir, you always keep asking me, what's new, Aditya, every time we meet. And I keep hoping that I have an interesting answer to give you every time. I promise you I'll keep trying and never leave you disappointed. I wish you the best, sir, on this new journey. Something I hope is truly transformative for both you and the institution you choose to join.
विनोद सर के बारे में आप ऐसा तो कुछ नया तो नहीं बोल सकते जो लोग अभी तक नहीं बोले होंगे, लेकिन इतना तो है कि हमारी एक मोहब्बत है हैदराबाद से, दक्कनी से, जो कभी विनोद सर के दिल से निकल जाती बात, वो कभी भी दक्कनी में रहती है। अभी ऐसा कुछ बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई या ऐसा कोई बड़े कॉन्फ्रेंस में बात हो गई, तो विनोद सर कभी-कभी बीच में आके बोल देते, "अरे! इन्हें क्या तो भी बोल रहा था रे भई, समझ में नहीं आया मेरे को।" तो जब वो बात दिल से निकलती, वो सुन के बहुत मज़ा आता। फिर छोटा-मोटा बड़ी बात नहीं करना, लेकिन हमारा बचपन भी काफ़ी कुछ एक तरीके से गुज़रा। वही हिमायत नगर, बरकतपुरा के गलियों में बड़े हुए, वहीं कॉलेज गए, वहीं वहीं स्कूल गए, वहीं कॉलेज गए, वहीं पढ़े। फिर उसके बाद में यूनिवर्सिटी भी आना साथ में हुआ, लेकिन हाँ, एक चीज़ नहीं हुई, विनोद सर क्या है, थोड़ा अपने आशिकियों में चले गए, वो मैं नहीं जा सका। अब वो शायद उसके लिए शायद उन्हें उस्ताद है और हम शागिर्द हैं। लेकिन ऐसा बोलते हैं कि जो शहर है या जो जगह है वो लोगों से बनती। विनोद सर के बिना थोड़ा जगह सूखी पड़ जाएंगी। डिपार्टमेंट हमारा घर है, अपना घर है। अभी ज़रा अपना घर थोड़ा कम लगेगा, लेकिन ये जब बात सब विनोद सर से करेंगे, विनोद सर बोलते अरे नए शहर बस जाएंगे, नई इमारतें बन जाएंगी, लेकिन वो अपनी नहीं रह जाती। हैदराबाद की गलियां बदल गए होंगे, लेकिन फिर भी वो पुराने शहर की बात नहीं आती।
Hi, colleagues, well-wishers, friends, students of Professor Vinod Pavarala. I'm indeed very happy to be part of this felicitation function in honor of Vinod, who is voluntarily retiring from the services of the University of Hyderabad. Voluntary retirement does not mean a closure to his otherwise highly productive and illustrious career. We understand that he's moving ahead to formulate and seed an advanced center for research in digital media and ecosystem. We wish him the very best. Vinod and myself started our careers at the University of Hyderabad, and we have worked together in formulating whatever programs we could at this institution. His contributions towards community media are very significant, that have led to the institution of the UNESCO Chair for Community Media at the University of Hyderabad. Myself, my wife Sumati and my daughters Deepti and Apurva join his family and friends in offering our felicitations as well as conveying our best wishes to Vinod on this day, as well as the future, wherein we wish for a happy and a healthy life ahead. His students, many of whom are common to our association, still recall the significant thoughts he has percolated in their minds that have led to making them active and thinking communicators in wherever they are and whatever field they have chosen. Best wishes, Vinod, and I wish I was there, but due to some commitments, I'm not there. Take care and all the best. We will continue to be in touch with each other. Thank you.
It is my privilege when Kanchan called me up to talk about Pavarala sir and to come for his seminar which the University of Hyderabad Department of Communication is holding in his honor. But due to some pre-commitment, I'm not able to be physically there. But I'd like to wish Vinod Pavarala sir a very happy, prosperous, productive, healthy future ahead. And now we all know that he's joining Mahindra University as a researcher, and I hope that the communication fraternity in India will benefit from his scholarship and his ideas. On a personal level, I have an association with Vinod Pavarala sir from IMCR, and I remember in India we haven't met so many times. Yes, whenever we invited him to Manipal Institute of Communication, he was always willing to come here and give a lecture or being part of a seminar or being part of workshops. That he's always done, but some of the conversations that I've always had with him has been in the IMCR. I remember, in Madrid, we just went on a long walk talking to each other about different, aspects of our academic journey and things. And also, the IMCR dinners where all the Indian fraternity met. And that's one thing that I always admired in sir, that he would always tell us about the others who were also present at this IMCR when we didn't know about them, and would add everybody to the group, as he always had some scholars also coming along with him. He would ask the scholars to go around and create a WhatsApp group, and that way add everybody into it and coordinate, which is a very good gesture, because even though we may not meet each other here within our country, but at least these conferences provided us a forum to meet each other, know each other, and also then engage in some meaningful conversations after the IMCR also. So that was one thing which I thought I should from my personal point of view, I should talk about it. And sir, I hope you have many more active years and continue to contribute to the discipline as you've been doing in all these years. And I always like some of those critical questions that you pinpoint, especially with our young scholars, when you've been part of conferences at MIC, the ICA Regional Hub. In fact, you've participated in all the 4 regional hubs. And so thank you so much for always being there for not only me, but also for the institution. And we wish you a very bright, healthy future.
Vinod, for me, is a combination of someone who is humane, someone who is deeply intellectual, someone who is not conservative and is open to new ideas, and can be a friend to everyone. He is one of the most amicable, pleasing personalities that I have met in academia. He bridges the gap between academics and practice. He is really one of the tallest in many ways, literally so, in communication studies. But to me personally, I have the deepest respect, the highest regard, and I consider him to be a friend and a comrade. And congratulations for having spent a lifetime of communication education at the University of Hyderabad, but this is only the end of another career in his many careers that he is going to we will witness him in. And the best wishes, Vinod. Hope to see you very soon.
I consider myself extremely lucky to have known Vinod Pavarala for most part of my academic life. And we have met across many cities and participated in many academic events together. He has always been, through the time that I've known him, upright in his approach, rigorous in his scholarly work, ethical in his practices, and extremely generous and supportive of his colleagues, and colleagues which include people like me who live in another city. And one of the things that I do admire about Vinod very much is that he has been the recipient of many prestigious fellowships. He has held many important positions, but he has the ability to carry power very lightly on his shoulders. And as you all know, that's not very usual. And therefore, he's a very rare person, and a person that we love, respect, and we find inspiring. I think Hyderabad University, particularly his department, will miss him very much, but I hope he will be around for advice and consultation. And Vinod, I wish you all the very best in the adventures that you will lead in the future, and I hope I can be part of some of them.
I had the privilege of attending a workshop in the University of Hyderabad in 2017, organized by UNESCO Chair, on teaching and researching in community media. So that was my first personal interaction with Vinod sir, and the workshop proved to be a deeply inspiring experience, encouraging me to engage with the field more seriously and critically. In many ways, Vinod sir's work and philosophy have shaped my understanding of media democracy, power, participation, and voice. So, working in close association with him in the Department of Communication, University of Hyderabad, was truly a privilege. Even though I may not have spoken much, but simply listening to him during meetings, academic discussions, or informal conversation has always enriched my thinking and broadened my perspective. As Vinod sir takes the decision to retire from the position in the department now, I am confident that he is not retiring from his work or intellectual journey. He will undoubtedly continue to inspire many more students, scholars, and colleagues who will carry forward his legacy in more meaningful ways. So I wish sir a very happy superannuation and extend my warmest wishes for his future endeavors. Thank you, sir, for being such an inspiration to people like me, and I pray that you will continue to do so. Thank you so much.
आप चले भी जाए तो असर कभी कम नहीं होता। आप चले भी जाए तो असर कभी कम नहीं होता। आप जैसा सच्चा शिक्षक कभी विदा नहीं होता। Hi Vinod sir, I wish I could have been there physically, but due to certain problems I could not go there. We all have learned quite a great deal from your writings on community media. I personally am very much touched about your passion on community media and how you have shown the path to us. Community media is not only an alternative media space, but also we need to look it as a site for democratic participation, supporting the marginalized voices. I wish you a very fulfilling and enriching new chapter ahead in your life. I hope we are going to meet very soon, and I wish you a very healthy and happy life. Thank you.
We honor Professor Vinod Pavarala sir, a dedicated scholar and educator, on his retirement from the University of Hyderabad. His outstanding contributions to academia and tireless service has left an indelible mark on the field. Personally, I have witnessed his passion for teaching and research for the countless number of students and scholars, including myself, in various aspects of the academia and the events which he was also involved at the University of Hyderabad. Officially, when he was the spokesperson of the University of Hyderabad, I have closely interacted with him, and through his interactions, I have come to know how important it is to have good media relations and media communication. Sir, your caring and helping nature has made a lasting impact on many lives, and many of the students would vouch for it. You have been a mentor, guide, and a role model, and always lending a helping hand to whoever would want your services. I have always been proud and happy to have celebrated your achievements through our University of Hyderabad Herald and social media, and feel very happy that I have known Professor Vinod Pavarala for almost 18 long years. We celebrate the achievements that you have made to the Department of Communication and to the University of Hyderabad. On this momentous occasion, we wish you a very good health, happiness, and joy throughout your life.
When I think of Professor Vinod Pavarala, a senior professor and one of the senior most professors of the university, I think of an distinguished academician and someone who has carried his responsibilities with thoughtfulness and intellectual commitment in a way that always placed the university first. Across his various roles as head of the department, dean of the school, and member of various committees, his guidance was marked by clarity and purpose. I recollect my association with him, particularly in NEP 2020 committee, the committee for COVID restoration, grievance committees. What many of us will remember most is the way he worked with people. He listened, he consulted, and he respected differing views. He was also the first to bring the UNESCO chair on community media to the university, an achievement that reflected his deep commitment to the socially relevant community engagement. On a personal note, working with him has always been a privilege. I will always cherish it as an enriching experience. And as he enters the next phase of his journey, I wish him good health and many more academic accomplishments. Thank you.
Let me just highlight a few things that I have learned from and admire in Professor Vinod Pavarala. Vinod, as an academic scholar, we all know. But what I have found most striking is the way with which Vinod has made disciplinary crossings seem so easy. And he has mastered the art of moving from journalism to sociology to media studies to community radio and left a lasting imprint in each of these areas. The second thing that I have always found very remarkable about Vinod are his administrative skills. And he's held a lot of positions in the University of Hyderabad. But he's also done administration with a very strong sense of fair play. So he's student friendly, and I think he sticks his neck out. He is not afraid to voice his opinion. He stands by his convictions. And these are again qualities that I have found very, very rare among others. And I would like to just end with the fact that Vinod is a great friend. We have a friendship that goes back for about 3 decades, independent of my friendship with Aparna. And Vinod and I have had conversations, debated, discussed, disagreed, but we've always valued each other's opinions and kept our friendship at the center. I would only wish Vinod all the best in wherever he goes, because he has so much more to contribute. But I would also like to say that this is a loss for the University of Hyderabad.
Hello friends. On this very special occasion, I recall my association with Professor Vinod Pavarala at University of Hyderabad for almost 3 decades. He has been a great leader as the dean of the school and as an accomplished academician, as a lead person for the UNESCO chair on community radio, and as an institutional man when he served as spokesperson for University of Hyderabad. He has helped University of Hyderabad to prepare for the NAC and many other things, whatever have been assigned to him time to time. He has always worked for the institution and he has brought repute to this institution, and I congratulate him for all the efforts that he has made, and I wish him good luck when he takes up other assignments after superannuation. Happy retirement, Vinod. Thank you.
Hi, Vinod. Feels like yesterday when we were working on the NAC and NEP documents, but it's already time to wish you a great new beginning. I will miss you at the university, especially at the Academic Council, for your calming and rational presence. And however, here's wishing you a great and exciting new beginning. Hope to see you soon around here. Good luck and cheers.
Vinod, of course, has been a tremendous teacher, researcher, writer, intellectual, and a very, very creative mind. And all these qualities will be missed once he retires. But what I will miss is his absolute clarity about what is right and what is wrong. In good old times, it used to be called integrity. These days, people, of course, pretend to have this very rare virtue. But Vinod exemplified integrity in more than one ways, especially when it came to loyalty to the institution, to institution building. And in that sense, he would be irreplaceable once he retires. I wish him all the best.
During my 5+ years of tenure at the University of Hyderabad, I really felt very blessed to have wonderful colleagues with whom I had the fortune to work together. And Professor Vinod Pavarala is no exception. He has been truly great. Particularly challenging were the times when the new building was coming up, and the way he managed to do everything so well is a tribute to his leadership skills. I salute Professor Vinod for moving to the next career of his life, and I wish him all the best in everything that he does in the years to come. Thank you, Vinod, for being such a wonderful colleague. Take care. Goodbye.
Dear Professor Vinod, as you step into the phase of retirement, please accept my heartfelt appreciation for your dedicated service to the university. Your mentorship made the students to carry the legacy of the academic and research in the university in their lives. I have worked with you in several committees wherein I have clearly seen your dedication and institution building. With this, I congratulate completion of your service successfully, and I wish you a happy, healthy and fulfilling years ahead. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Saranyam. For those who don't know me, I'm Vinod's daughter. I'm in the States right now doing a master's in photography. When my dad first told me about his decision of taking voluntary retirement to join Mahindra, I felt like it was the right thing to do. He wanted a change and I wanted that for him. Working at an institution for over 3 decades becomes a part of who you are, and there's a bond that will stay with you for the rest of your life. This does not feel like he's leaving behind what he built, but taking it forward with him in a different way. Over the last 20-25 years, I built my own relationship with the department through him, and it's beginning to hit me only now that he's actually leaving. I lived on campus as a kid, and I feel very much at home there. Even though this ends his former relationship with the department, the bond that was created over the years is going to remain strong. The department always meant a lot to my dad, and it was just the way he used to talk about his work and his colleagues and the ideas that moved through the space. So even though this chapter comes to a close, the connection remains. What was built here over the years doesn't end with retirement, and it stays in memory and in values and the way you carry the department forward as he moves on to the next chapter of his life. I want to thank everybody for making it so special for my dad, and a special shout out to Kanchana Aunty for organizing this event so thoughtfully and bringing everything together so seamlessly. I really wish I was there, but yeah, I hope to see you all soon, and hope you guys have a lovely day.